You ask her to marry.
I know you think you're doing the right thing for Susie. And if you want the rest of the world to believe that you're the father of the child, I'll go along with that. But I'm going to ask you the very same question I asked Susie. Why haven't you asked her to marry you?
Mrs. Wyatt, I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to hear.
Well, all right. What is it? I can take it. You have a wife and 3 children somewhere. I know it's something major.
I'm referring to the fact that this isn't your business. It's mine, and I intend to keep it that way.
But it's also Susie's business, and in the very near future, this will not be a secret at all.
These are so beautiful. You know, the light's better down here than it was in the upstairs library. Maybe I should go get the rest of the collection and reshoot it down here?
I don't think my insurance company is going to notice the nuances. And don't forget, these aren't for publication.
I know. I just can't help wanting to do justice to these stones. I've never seen anything like them.
Aren't they unusual? I know I should keep them in the box, but I can't help but stare at it.
Well, as long as we insure them as soon as possible, we can rest easier. And I want to thank you again for taking pictures of the whole collection.
Yeah, we called you to talk about taking pictures of our children. We never even got around to that. There's my son now. Excuse me. Shall I get...
No, Kate, it's all right. I'll do it. You finish your lunch.
Thank you. Mr. Centel, there's a call for you from overseas.
Oh, well, I'll take it in the other room. Excuse me.
Sure. Well, there's never a dull moment around here. Hi, I'm Kristen Emerson.
Kate McCleary.
Yeah, I know. Liza was singing your praises earlier. She says you're just fantastic with children.
Well, I certainly enjoyed raising my own, I'll say that.
I've met a couple of your offspring. I'd say you did a pretty good job. I work with Hogan at the Herald.
Oh, of course. That's where I've heard your name. Hogan must have spoken about you. Well, excuse me.
I've met Cagney, too. I don't know him as well, but I've heard an awful lot about him, especially from Susie. Of Susie and Cagney.
What is?
Well, just that they seem very right for each other. Don't you agree?
Well, they seem to have a nice friendship.
It seems to have gone beyond friendship.
Mothers are usually the last to know about these things.
Susie visits here a lot, I know. She's probably told you about the baby, especially since
Really,
Cagney...
I don't have much time for long conversations when I'm working. So I hope you'll understand and excuse me while I go back to business at hand. Forgive me.
So, can we settle on a tentative date for you to do the portraits of the kids?
Yeah, maybe next week.
Sounds good.
I'll try and get the pictures of the jewelry back to you as soon as possible. I'm sure I can grab some time in the darkroom later tonight.
Over at the Herald?
Sure. Don't worry, I'll be very careful with the negatives.
Thanks, because I don't want to wake up tomorrow and see that jewelry all over page 1. Kendall would love it. Just another way to make the Centels look like the idle rich.
Well, I'm in no mood to do Lloyd Kendall any favors, believe me. He's not going to get any scoop from me.
You two have a falling out?
Let's just say the man had a chance to do something decent and generous for once, and he passed it right up, and I'm not going to forget about it.
Mom. Kristen, I'm glad you're still here. We asked Kristen to come by and talk to us about doing some pictures of the family. She's a wonderful photographer.
I'm hoping that you'll pose for me too, TR. One day next week? Well, listen, I better get going and get some work done. I'll see you all later.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
I'll walk you out.
Okay.
How could you have her in this house?
I know you're trying to protect Susie, but you're doing just the opposite. You're leaving her wide open for gossip and ridicule.
If people want to gossip, that's their problem.
Oh, and Susie's supposed to just rise above it. Is that it?
I didn't say that. Susie knows she's going to have as much support from me as she wants. She's not going to have to go through this alone.
Well, at least you sound like you mean it.
I do.
Well, then why won't you marry her?
Whether you understand what's happening or not, it doesn't change the way it is.
Now, look, Cagney, I am not old-fashioned. I've fought the system all of my life, but Susie's different. She's a traditionalist. She's not ever going to force you into doing the right thing by marrying her, but that's what she wants. I know it. I know her.
I know her, too. She's a lot stronger than anybody thinks. Susie and I understand each other. Every decision we make involves both of us. I think that's all you need to know.
She's our friend.
She's married to the man that killed my father.
Tiara, I think I can understand how it's easy for you to associate her with all that's happened. But guilt is a very heavy thing to carry around. And I hope you can afford to let go of it now.
I don't like to have these feelings. Sometimes they just come anyway.
I know. You can't help your feelings, but you can control your actions. And I hope that the next time you see Kristen, that you'll be polite, you'll see how it goes, and see if you can think of her as an individual and not blame her for something that her husband did. Will you try?
Well, I don't know about you two, but I sure have my work cut out for me today. Now, I'm going to get these invitations in the mail. They killed me. You want to help me address some envelopes?
No.
No. Just like that. No.
Hello. Yes, she is. I'll call her. Hang on a minute. Kate, you've got a phone call.
Thank you. I'll pick it up in the kitchen.
Tiara, that's an example of what I just said. I mean, if you don't want to help Liza with the invitations, fine. But the way you said no, it sounds as if you're mad at Liza for asking.
You could have said, I'd rather not. I would have accepted that, honestly.
I'd rather not.
Are you sure? You could use the pen I gave.
I just said I'd rather not.
It's all right, darling. No one's going to force you.
Look, just don't ask me to do that, okay? If there's something else I can do, I'll do it. Not that.
What was that all about?
I don't know. But believe it or not, that's progress. I mean, up until now, she would bolt out of here with no explanation at all. That's you. You are working miracles. Excuse me. I hate to interrupt, but what is it, Kate? What's wrong?
Surprised you got a chance to say 2 words to her. Mom's usually running in 7 different directions over there at the Centels. Babies keep her hopping.
She was on her lunch break. But 2 words was about all she'd spare me. She certainly doesn't volunteer much when you talk about her family.
How do you mean?
Well, I told her that I knew you and that I'd met Cagney. Then I brought up the subject of Susie and Cagney. It was like taboo. Kate McCleary hung out the do not enter sign, no bones about it.
My mother's not the chatty type.
I'll say, especially when it comes to
It goes
Cagney.
2 ways, Kristen. She also respects other people's privacy. It's something that I've tried to learn from her. It's not always the easiest thing in the world to do.
Well, I see the family sticks together. Hey, I'm all for it. I mean, I believe in families taking care of their own. That's why I stick by my brother. Look, I know what most people in Henderson think of Warren, but I also know most of it is based on hearsay. I mean, take you. You probably think you know all about Warren Carter. But everything you've heard is from Susie. Things that she's told Cagney about what a monster Warren is. Now, am I right?
Kristen, you got to stick to taking pictures, because you're never going to make it as an investigative reporter.
Who's investigating?
You are. Or at least you're trying.
I'm only trying to get my brother a decent break. Now, he has the right to know whether this baby Susie's carrying is his or not. Is it his or is it Cagney's?
The police are rounding up witnesses in the Lori Hughes case. I want some pictures of that bar where she was picked up. Now, are you going to get them? Or do I have someone else assigned?
I'll get them.
Good.
Excuse me.
Well, Mrs. Wyatt, nice to see you. What can I do for you? Or are you here to see someone else?
No. I came to see you. I was hoping you could shed some light on a certain brother of yours.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Well, he thinks he's doing the right thing for Susie, but I think he's living in a dream world. I mean, does he think that things magically work out?
Look, I have made a point of staying out of Cagney's business. Perhaps you could consider doing the same.
Why does everybody tell me to mind my own business? Let me tell you something. Susie is my child, almost. She is my business.
Then discuss it with Susie.
Well, she's not being able to discuss anything quite logically lately, and your brother is a big part of it.
It sounds to me like you've already made up your mind as far as my brother's concerned, so why ask me for my opinion?
Now, look, I am quite willing to change my mind, should anybody give me the right reason.
Well, then ask the ones that are involved. Look, I've had it with this stuff today. Why don't you just let Susie and Cagney work this out on their own?
You know, for a man of your age.
You're awfully naive.
Cry, I swear I'm not. It's just somebody's got to stand by Warren in all this. Susie, if it's his child, you have to tell him. He's a human being. He deserves that much.
Did Warren send you over here?
No, I came on my own.
What makes you think Warren would care so much if it was his child?
He has feelings, Susie. A child of his own is something he's wanted for a long time. You have no right to keep it from him.
It's taken me a long time to figure out what my rights are in a lot of areas. I was always handing them to other people. Warren, friends, parents, because I was too scared to actually take the responsibility for myself. But I'm learning what I owe people and what I don't. And I don't owe Warren Carter one godforsaken thing.
Well, maybe you can say that if it's only your own life you're talking about. But this baby deserves to know who its real father is. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Kristen, I don't owe you anything either. Sorry. That's the way it is.
Well, I thought we were friends.
I'd like to be your friend. But I am not willing to be accountable to you for everything I do. Friends live and let live.
This is too important. There is a child at stake here, and I can't just ignore that.
Kristen, it's not your child. I am aware of how important this is. That's why I'm doing things my way for the baby's sake. I don't care what other people think.
You're really going to deny Warren his own child?
No. It's Cagney's child.
I don't believe you.
Then don't.
I can't believe this is the same Susie that I met when I first came here. You were so honest, you wouldn't even borrow notes if you had to skip a class. And now you can stand here and lie through your teeth about something like this?
Kristen, I have a lot of work to do, and I think you do too.
You ought to think twice about being so hard on Warren when you talk about him to other people. Because what you're doing right now is worse than anything he's ever done to you.
I can't believe Stephanie Wyatt had the nerve to come here. I told her to stay out of it.
So did I, but a woman like that needs to be told more than once, and even then she doesn't listen. Kristen's the one who surprised me. I figured she'd be the last person in the world to start pumping me for information.
Everybody's an expert. They all think they know how to handle this thing better than I do.
Well, I'm not going to offer you any advice, buddy. I just hope you haven't bitten off more than you can chew.
I'll be all right.
I am curious as to what Mom's reaction has been, though. What did she say?
Nothing. I haven't told her yet.
Oh, you going to let her hear it from someone else?
No, I'll tell her soon.
McCleary.
Hogan, I'm sorry to bother you at work.
Oh, it's okay, Mom. What's the matter? You sound kind of strange.
I just got a call from Ireland. It's about Uncle Liam.
Bad news?
Yes, I'm afraid so. He's been taken ill, and they don't expect him to last much longer. He asked for me.
Well, then you have to go. Listen, is there anything I can do to help?
Mr. Santel has arranged for a driver to take me back to the house to pack, but I was hoping I'd get in touch with Cagney to ask him if he could stay at the house while I was gone, because you can't be there.
Well, he just happens to be standing right here. Shall I put him on?
Yeah, thank you.
Uncle Liam is dying. Mom's going to Ireland to be with him.
Mom? I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do? Can I come get you?
Could you meet me at the house and possibly drive me to the airport?
Yeah, sure. We'll see you at home. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is not exactly the best time to spring my news on her. She's got enough troubles.
No, I'm here if you need to talk. And I didn't mean to sound so ornery about this thing. I hope you know that.
I know that.
Well, you're in kind of a tough situation here. What's your next step?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I hope I do the right thing.
Now, don't give us a second thought, Kate. You have a safe trip, and you stay as long as you have to.
Well, I just feel so terrible leaving you with no warning. Will you be able to manage?
Oh, don't you worry about a thing now. You just take care of yourself and know that we're thinking about you.
Yeah, the driver's right outside. Goodbye, Kate.
Goodbye, Mr. Santel, and thank you. Thank you both for everything.
Oh, I'm going to miss her.
We all will. You know, she's really become a part of this family.
She's such an influence around here, especially on TR.
Oh, boy, TR's going to have a strong reaction to Kate being gone.
TR has a strong reaction to most things, it seems.
I still don't understand what happened this morning. She was in such a terrific mood until that business with Kristen. And then the invitation. Guess I'll never understand that one.
Now let me fill in for her. I can address an envelope as well as the next guy.
Well, thank you very much. I would appreciate that. I'm all the way down to number 15.
I see Lloyd Kendall's name is still on here.
Yes, it is.
I thought I made myself clear, Liza. I don't want him here.
That was before I told you how helpful he was while you were away. I was hoping you changed your mind.
I didn't.
That's too bad.
Look, I can't stand the man. He's never been civil to me, and I don't see why I should extend myself to him now.
Didn't you say something to TR earlier about carrying your hate around is such a burden?
That's an entirely different situation, Liza. TR is accusing Kristen of something that she had nothing to do with. Lloyd Kendall has affected me directly, and I have good reason not to trust him.
Had. Can't things change?
You know, I don't understand this sudden allegiance to a man like Lloyd Kendall.
What allegiance? I'm really inviting him to a party. I can't believe the way you've blown this whole thing out of proportion. Give me my list. I can take care of the invitations all by myself. Thank you very much.
Yes, come in. Is that who I think it is?
Depends on who you think it is.
Come in, you clown. You don't know how badly I need to see something pretty right now.
Oh, I've been called interesting looking before. I've been called handsome even, but pretty? Oh, you meant the daffodils. Yes, they are pretty, aren't they?
Where did you get them?
Park?
You swiped them?
They have thousands there. They're not going to miss 5 or 6.
Frighteningly cheerful.
It's spring. How can I not be?
Now, the last time I saw you, you were trapped in this office with Stephanie Wyatt. I hate to even think of what she said to you.
Not to worry. I survived intact.
You're amazing. And most people don't bounce back so easily after a session with Stephanie.
I'm good as new and at your service and here to give you a ride home.
I can't believe this. 5 minutes ago, I was feeling awful. It is truly amazing what a bouquet of flowers and a door-to-door offer can do.
Hey, guy can't just give little old ladies walks across the street. Every now and then, we got to give you younger women a chance.
Oh, you have the heartfelt gratitude of a poor working girl.
I should be on my way home already, you know. I'm already late. But I had to see you for a couple of minutes. I've been thinking about you all day.
I thought about you, too.
Don't forget your flowers.
Please come in. Excuse the confusion. I was just packing to go away. An illness in the family.
Oh, I am sorry. No. I won't keep you that long. I just thought we ought to have a chat about Susie.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Susie and Cagney, I don't think we can let the situation go